Hey everybody, welcome in, and I'm sorry, I have been wanting to get around to doing a video on all the nerf spells, my thoughts and opinions about them, but I have been wanting to test them all, so I've been testing them a lot over this last week, and I just haven't got that out to you yet, so I'm going to be working on that. I'm not sure if I'm going to do them all at once. I might do a quick one all at once, just talking over them, good and bad, about them, and then maybe do in-depth ones in the future. Now, that being said, I've also got to keep going with the Frozen event and talk to you guys all about that. Currently, the state of things is if you're not running Frozen, you can't keep up. They nerfed every single spell that would counter a Frozen team, pretty much. All the ones that would purge buffs, steal buffs, things like that, gone. No more, can't take the taunt, can't deal with Kristoff. So all the other top teams can't deal with Frozen and the buffs that they're giving themselves. And then you can't get rid of any bad effects because of Wand being nerfed. Now, do I think the spells need to be nerfed? Yes. Some of them I think got nerfed far too much. But we'll get into that in the spell videos. At the moment, Frozen is running rampage. If you don't have Frozen, you can't keep up. And that's kind of sad. And saying that, there's been new word of buffs. So I've been wanting to just hold my tongue on this a little bit just because, yes, the Frozen team has come in far too OP. But we do have word of new buffs. Alright, so here is the new not live update, which will be live soon, potentially. I would say in the next... Sometimes we get them day of the event starting. We've had events overlapping a little bit, so it might start today, tomorrow, or it might start when the Frozen event is finished. Anyway, let's get into the buffs. Character changes for Jafar. So they have changed time is running out. Now it expires in 4 turns rather than 2. So at first you kind of think like, ooh, 4 turns, that's going to take forever. Like, hardly anyone survives 4 turns. But they also added in, now it also decreases the remaining time to expire upon the character receiving harmful effects. So I'm guessing that's a character with the hourglass. When they get more harmful effects, they're going to reduce it. So I'm not sure if that'll go down to 3 on reducing hourglass, or it's only effects after that. I'd say it's only effects after that, but we'll wait and see. Also increased damage on expiry, which is nice. Then, this is kind of like a little side buff nerf situation. It's the hourglass effect is now spreadable by Madame Mim's AoE ability, the little cloud. Previously, they blocked that from happening, just like they blocked it from spreading stun, charm, other effects like that, and polymorph. So nice to see that is now going to be spreadable again. But as you'll see down the bottom, she gets a bit of a nerf as well. So I think it's kind of good, but he'll give her a little bit, but it's only a little bit in a certain situation, and ouch. Anyway, just getting warmed up. Now, this is such a cool ability. Now activates with 30% rather than 15%. That is so good. So the update just getting warmed up is amazing. It's going to double the time it activates, but more than that, it now has a 1 turn magic charge, so it can happen once every one of his turn cycles, down from 3. So previously it would happen once every 3, so it's pretty much once a battle, which is terrible. Now every 1 turn is amazing. That is going to be good. It's going to be usable. I like it. Then also they've changed it so it can activate on Aladdin franchise characters too, not only villains. So I like that. I think any more added playability, any more added team building is good. Previously, he had pretty much no synergy within the Aladdin team. Iago was his only synergy. Now it's Iago as well as the Aladdin franchise. So that, as well as he can be used with villains. I like that they're giving the same usability with him in this team and out of the team. I like that it just opens up team building. It doesn't only hold and restrict a character to one team. I think that's important, and I like the way this buff is going. And then they also increased continuous damage to 50% of initial damage, up from 25. So it's going to do a whole lot more continuous damage, and that's going to be nice. So then they have given Jasmine. Now, unsure about how I feel like this. I kind of like it, kind of don't. So they have replaced her health gear as you level her up for now off some offense gear. One of her health gear for offense. So I think she was previously on 3 health gear pieces. Or was it 4? I think one of them was defense health. I'm not sure. But they replaced one of the health for now offense. So she's going to have a little bit more offense when maxed. A lot less defense. So she's dropped her defense from 25 down to 15, which is pretty big. And as a defensive character, it looks like they're not. She was already like pushed a little bit towards the offense. Now they're pushing more towards the offense, but she's not going to be so defensive. Same with her health dropped. She used to be one of the highest at one point of the game. She used to be one of the highest health in the game. Now she's dropped that right down as well. So interesting to see how it affects her end stats. As it'll be very interesting. You just have to wait and see. Then they also increased the speed from 100 to 100 up from 90. So that's good. More speed is okay, but it looks like she's taking her away from more of a defensive role to more of a semi-offensive role. Now, this is a more than welcome buff is to Raja. Base health gained from Jasmine is up 70%. Up to 70% when it used to be 25. He used to get knocked out like anything, just gone. So having more health is good, although Jasmine's health is now lowered a whole lot. So wait and see. Maybe Raja was too broken, full Jasmine health and defense, and maybe that's why they did it. Then they also give Raja 100% of Jasmine's base defense, which is nice. I think that is a good buff, and I can see that's potentially why they dropped her defense. Is because if she had higher defense, he would have higher, and then he'll take him longer to get rid of him, potentially. And then base offense gained from Jasmine is increased from 150 from 75. So he's going to do double the damage he used to. So that is important. Summons have needed something. They've been low on health, they've been low on defense, they've been low on attack, all been pretty terrible. So this is going to actually help. So he's actually going to be dealing a decent amount of damage, more than Jasmine would be able to do it in a basic. So if Jasmine's basic attack is doing 1,000 something, he should be able to do 1,500 to plus, and that will actually be decent in a summon, and a summon that can tank, hopefully with a good defense. So he should be able to take a good few hits as well. So hopefully there is hope for that, and I think that'll be the redeeming factor for Jasmine. Now, Genie's cosmic power now deals 50% additional damage per bolt. Pew pew. And that is going to be interesting. That successfully damages the opponent. So if he hits one, gets another one, he's going to get 50% more damage for the next. So if they evade one, then he's not going to do more damage. But if they hits one, he's going to do more. So interesting. See how that goes. More damage is welcome for him. Hat trick now applies if able to give the opposite helpful effect to the harmful effect that was transferred to the opponent. So one thing I would say about this is that with the amount of debuffs going around, it only does one. And it's kind of a little bit pointless. It'd be nice to get the opposite effect. But previously, if you got stacks and stacks of bad effects on a character, you don't get to choose which one gets removed. It's just random, and it's only one. So I kind of feel like to be a true support, he kind of needs to be like a full cleanse. That will make that actually amazing. And then they wouldn't have had to give him the helpful effect either. Just give him a cleanse, give it all to one opponent to give them, to disincentivize them from giving you bad effects. Now we'll have to wait and see how this goes, but I think still just one effect is not enough with all the stacks of effects that are happening. Now, Friend Like Me now applies invincibility to the saved unit until the current turn ends. So I think it gives it 1 turn of invincibility is what it sounds like, which is good because I think is that going to be like unkillable, or is that going to be like stasis? How you can't get knocked out. If that is the case, that'd be amazing. Until their turn comes around, they can't get knocked out. Boom, now it's their turn. That'll help so much if that is the case. So, because previously Genie would save someone and then get knocked out right again by another AoE, because it would keep them with such low health. So that in itself is going to be amazing. Hopefully it works like that. Now, here's some Misc, some little Misc buffs. Now, Anna's special this way, guys, on level 2 applies haste. Like, she needed more buffs, but we'll go and have a look at her quickly. Madam Mim's Vile Venom no longer increases damage for purging effects. So that was one amazing thing about her, is that if someone was stacking up buffs, you could go in and boom, hit a massive damage stack on them. And now they've just taken that away from her. They've given her a little bit, like, you can spread Hourglass, but they've just removed what was pretty much the best thing about her, especially since all the other purging nerfs recently with Iago and all the other, like, Mortal Potion, everything else, and nothing else. To then go and downgrade hers, I understand, like, she used to be able to get 16k crits and nearly take out characters. So I kind of understand it. But we still she needs something more than that, because she's so slow. She's got low health. She doesn't do that much damage without that. They kind of like half nerf her again, half nerfing her. They seem to be nerfing all the characters that and things that are going to be opposing, like, their most recent event characters, Elsa and Crew. So that is kind of like, well, that's a shame. I think they should have waited for her at least until give her a full rework, or bring her a full rework now. Give her more whatever else that she needs to make her more viable. But we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe there's going to be more mythical support coming in. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. Now, Tower VIP autocomplete unlocks at Tower Unlock now. So as soon as you unlock the tower, you can just go autocomplete up to wherever you've got up to. So that's good for VIPs. And also Aladdin event is coming back soon. Like, we couldn't have guessed with these buffs. But it's nice that they actually say it. As much as it is like, hey, yes, of course, with all these. But it is nice to just have a little bit more clarity, a lot more transparency, and just letting us know that things are coming. I think that is important. So massive buffs, love the buffs, the support buffs, love the summons buffs, love Jafar's buffs. So hopefully this will actually start making some characters relevant. Hopefully they can do this for the Toy Story event. If there's been some talk recently with the Elsa event that's come by and the Incredibles. It's like they're making these new characters so OP, all the old characters are irrelevant, and you pretty much might as well not go for any old characters. But if they're going to go through and buff them like this, maybe they'll get some love and maybe they'll be viable. So hopefully there is hope. We will wait and see how this goes. Let's go have a quick look at Anna's special. So with Anna's little buff, it was on level 2, gain haste for 1 turn if Kristoff was a teammate. And now they just seem like they changed it to gain haste. So she is not going to be only reliant on the Frozen team, which is kind of nice. It's a good thing. I think that she's not fully reliant. I like characters that have some usability within their own team, but also aren't reliant on their team to use them. So I think that is probably a bonus, a benefit for her. As I mean, she already has enough usability with the Frozen team, with her leadership giving extra. I think a couple of things is more than enough. And also with her extra bonuses for Elsa, and I mean, she, even with her other special, if Kristoff is already there. He's going to get more. I think they've got enough there. I don't mind that change. Give him more usability, although they're already amazing. So let me know what you guys think of these buffs and changes and another nerf. Hopefully we'll see more spell. Look like they seem like they're doing balancing now, which is a bonus. So hopefully Toy Story gets a buff. Hopefully all these other characters that are just sitting there not being usable are going to get buffs. As well as another spell rework. I'd say 100% another spell rework is coming, because the last one, I think a couple of spells were nerfed too much. I'll get into another spell video for that. But as well as there are now some that are out of whack, that are too powerful because the other ones have been nerfed so much. So wait and see. Let's see what happens. Like to see balancing. Hopefully it comes soon, because it needs to, because so many characters in the current meta, the Frozen meta, there's just nothing to deal with things. So we'll wait and see.